everyone can hear me. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all those. First time we usually said to the radio line. Now we are not saying radio line anymore. We are saying good evening, everyone. It has been a pleasure again to be with you. Thank you for being with me. Welcome, everyone on the live. Welcome to those that are coming. Welcome to those that is here and those that will be here. Thank you. Even if alone is here, I will be still saying what I am saying. Okay? How was your day? To those near and far. To those that are in the countries that already reached Saturday. Some already reached Sunday. Some is still in this time zone. We give you all to welcome. How was your day? How it has been for you? How has it been for a weekend? We should be coming here and meeting with our bottles, our glasses, and said, "Oh, it's weekend. It's the weekend." Some are home from work, who are going back to work until Monday. Some are coming home, not going back on their shift until tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, whatever. But then, it's the weekend. The best part of the week is the weekend. Best part of the month is the month end. So you can unwind. Wow, you can let your ear down. Boogie down. Boogie, boogie, boogie down. Boogie down. Boogie down. Boogie down. Yeah. But in all of that, we give God thanks for His mercy that endured forever. His mercies that kept us. His mercies that are never failing. Even when we fail, God never fails. So, give God thanks. Whatever and whoever you perceive God to be, give Him thanks. Give Him thanks. The sun has never lost its timing. The moon has never lost its timing. The day has never lost its timing. The night has never lost its timing. They are always on time. This is how He designated it to be. So it never lost its timing. When man late, God never late. I reached work and said, "Oh, I couldn't get the bus. I couldn't do that," and all whether be true or excuses. God said His Son is going to come out at 5:32. Be on your watch. The sun is going to rise at 5:32. And if He say the sun is going to set at 6 o'clock, for those that lives on a rising and can see the setting of the sun, can sit and watch the sun set beyond the sky. Never lost this time, never delayed. Yes, we read where the sun delayed, but because God had it to be so. When Joshua was fighting the war and the sun were about to set, he stood it in the midst of the sky in order for the war to be won. So yes, but this is done by him. But what he set out to do and what he set out to be, the sun never lost its timing. The rain never lost its timing. Always on time. Okay? So, we give God thanks. His mercies endure it forever and ever. For those that are going through mourning, blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall be called the children of God. Yeah. For those that have birthdays, let your birthday be one that you will never forget. Be calm, be conscious, be collective, because it passed once. If you celebrate 20, it's only one time in your life 20 will come. So you will never see this 20th birthday anymore. If it's celebrated one, you will never see a next one birthday. If you see one, it's going to be 21, 41, 31, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, 101. You'll never have a single one come in your earth your way anymore once. So be collective, be calm, and be wise. Do not waste time. Do all that you can, because time wasted today can never regain tomorrow. So enjoy yourself and remember this day. It was my birthday, it was my sister's birthday, it was so many birthdays. So let yourself be at peace with yourself. Do not be do not be lost consciousness if you're driving, if you're drinking responsible, if you don't have to go out and party, stay home. Yes. Be wise in all that you are doing. Be wise. Wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Let nothing disturb your peace. For those that it aches and pain, we do not know where sometimes these things comes from. But our body went through the wear and the tears. So you have a vehicle, and after a time you have to be changing out this, changing that, buy new this, buy new that, replace this, replace that, because it has been worn out. Our body, sometimes hard work, less care of your body, took a toll on your body, right? It took a toll there. So caring your body is important, very important. As you carry your bike and your motorbike, your cars and trucks and buses, your body need to cared for, and not by somebody else, but by you. Find out what is good for you and care for yourself in every which way. Eat healthy. Food is the staff of life. Drink healthy. For those that can have coconut water, drink your coconut water. Drink your nice clean spring water. Yeah. Take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself. So, thank you again for being with me on this channel, and I welcome those that have subscribed to my channel, those that have just subscribed. Thank you. I appreciate you. And with you, we will grow. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate a million times. As I say, we will grow together. We will share together. One teach one. One uplift the other. Yes. So thank you very much. For those that have subscribed a long time ago, I appreciate you. I appreciate the subscription. I thank you. And I hope you will be able to join me on the live. There are many lives that I have done. You read the lives, go through the lives, them. They are there, they are not private. You can go through them. Leave your comment. Let me know that you have joined. Let me know you have read them. Leave your comment. Okay? Thank you. And I remind people on this channel, the name of the channel speaks for itself. And the name of the channel owner speaks also for itself. For those that do not know what Aquarian, you can research me. I am one that is carrying the water. Okay? Good. I don't do mix up on this channel. Please. So everyone and anyone that is subscribing, I do not do mix up. I don't know how to start it, and I would not know how to middle it, and worse, I would know how to end it. I don't do it. If you're coming with somebody's name or channel, it must be something positive. Something you're lifting them about. Something that they have done good regardless of all the bad you think they have done, forego that. Don't see that. Because among a basket of apples, you will find one good one. So, come with something that is uplifting. If you're saying someone's name or something about someone on their channel, it must be something that you, they will be uplifted about, not a tearing down. We can do well without these things. It only make your adrenaline go up. You only destroyed your body when you do certain things. So let us see the good in the bad. The lady Rahab that have saved the spies, what was she? Hmm? They said she was a harlot. She was a whore. So in those days, people despised these people. But they God despised her. Yet she was the one who looked and said, okay, they're after you killing. See the scarlet card here, hang on to it, and she pulled them through her window. They did not look at her lifestyle. They look at the person who as being a savior to them. So let us not look at the worst and the bad in some person. Before that, don't even speak. Don't speak. Speak about the bird and the lion and the tiger and the deer and the fish and the, yeah. I just want to make that clear that I don't do mix up. Mix up is not a part of it. If you are going to mention someone, let it be something that is good. Yeah. So, thank you for being here. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome again. Now you have seen my topic. And these are touchy topics. Eh? Sometimes we took them for granted, but please do not take them for granted. There was, my topic says the importance of education. Some persons perceived education to be in one direction, right? But no, not so. The important, and for those that are listening and for those that are going to listen to this live after, ask yourself the question, what is the importance of education? Why I should have any form of education? Why? I can do without it. Huh? It, it doesn't matter. What the hell I'm going to school for? Why would I want somebody to teach me anything? I can eat, I can drink, I can get food. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need education. Throw it out. Is it not important? Is it not important? I believe it is. There was this young man who have met in those days there you have boys camp. Was always mainly boys camp, and you have this thing named pen pal. Yes, some persons, I don't know if they still do pen pal because we have phone pals now. So with and all different Brahms and whatever pal. So I don't think we are doing pen pal anymore. But in those days they were pen pals. And sometimes the person who you get, you go through the newspaper. So you used to have the Star and the Gleaner, and then afterward you have another paper come along and changes and papers go. So you used to go through the paper, especially the Star. Star used to be the one that carried these, and you will see the sheet there with all the names of the pen pal. Who would like to have a pen pal? And pen pal is that this is somebody you wrote to, they wrote back to you, you wrote, if they were at camp, they would share the life that is at camp, what they do, you are outside and things like that. Most of it was that the boys needed girl pen pals, and girls would ask for boys pen pals. So very rare you would find a girl and a girl or a boy and a boy pen pal. It goes up to adult stage because adult usually be abroad and they you see their names there they needed pen pal. So this young man, his friend, took up the Star and it wasn't seeing any pictures, just by names and addresses. So he said, saying to him, his friend that about the pen pal and so. And him say, yes, we don't want one pen pal for you. So this guy thought he was actually doing, well, sometimes people do things to hurt you and you know they feel like they're they're granting you a favor. So he wrote to the girl and said, I have a friend and the friend would like to be want to be a pen pal. So I put in all the nice things in there about the friend, but he wrote it as if it was the friend who wrote the letter. And the young lady the young lady was across the water indeed. She was abroad. And she answers back the letter. It so happened that he wrote the letter, but he addressed it into his friend's name because it's his friend he's doing this for. And the young lady been writing, man, and letter come, and they call him friend Tom. Get the letter, man. Open and he read it to friend. This is what she said, and what she said is so nice to his ears, and they wrote again. This time around, the young lady sent him, I think it was said like $5 in the letter, and said he could use it to buy stuff. And with the $5, she said because of his nice handwriting and what he had mentioned, he would like him to be her husband. So she will be coming to the island where he is, and they are going to plan the wedding. When the friend got that letter and saw the money in it and saw the proposal, The letter was not read as it was written to the friend anymore. He finds something else and he brought up thing in his head and he told the friend. And the friend believed him because he believed in this friend. By this letter answering back, answer back the letter, yes, um, want to, and then put in all the words. It so happened, I don't know if it's by coincidence or which of the incident, that the young lady came to Jeff, indeed, say when she was coming, say to meet her at the Palisades airport, and that was done. The friend don't know what was happening. And the girl came, and of course, the wording that was said on paper actually fit the person she's looking at. And she said, regardless, she's going to marry. And she married him. It wasn't long ago after he joined her. After when he was going away, now he didn't say that the girl came. He said nothing at all about this friendship. When he was leaving, he said to him, I am leaving. And before I go, I must tell you this. The girl that proposed to marry to you is the same girl that came down. We got married, and I am joining her. This guy was ripped apart. He was ripped apart because this was what the friend did to him. Say all of that to say this. If he could have penned his words in himself, even if he hadn't spelled them properly, he would have sieved it out. The friend could not have done him that. Couldn't have done him that. So, by using his friend, another one, this young man, good at his craft that he have done, and he went away for the first time. Have a good time. When he was coming back, he he came back as a celebrity, as a coming. He just got famous like that. And on a radio station, they were interviewing him, talking about the island of Jamaica now. Said to him, they want to find out, you know, what other sports we play, what other sports we do in Jamaica. And he said to him, um, do you play hockey? He said, hockey? We don't play hockey, we hate hockey. Uneducated. I never forgot that thing, and I listened to it. It's like, I think the entire world laughed. Some in sorrow. No, no, not hockey. No, 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 no. We not play hockey. We hate hockey. Yes, I never forget this. listen to the reading. So, it is important for a person to be educated. Now, we have three categories, typical three types, divided in three categories. We have formal education, classroom. We have informal education, and we have non-formal education. Formal education, you are sent to school from age of maybe 2 or 3. You are in the is a classroom settings. The informal education is done outside of the premises. And non-formal, this is where it's also done sort of tied in as well. But this is where you learn trade, things that parent would have taught, this, the different wide variety of education that you get there. Education help a person hone their communication skill. Let me see it again. Education helps a person hone their communication skill by listening, education develop critical thinking. Education develops critical thinking. This is vital in teaching a person how to use logics when making decision and interacting with persons, etc., or people, etc., boosting and enhancing creativity and time management. Why education is important and how does it affect one's future? Many reasons why it is important. Many reasons. Many reasons why education is important. Generally speaking, they are all close to person's goal in life. They are all close to person's goal in life and their future well-being. On their future well-being. Now, education is not just now, it's from all the way up. Persons there was Luke was a tax collector, and the different ones hold different offices, which means that they were educated in these areas. Today, we have a wide spectrum, wider than even before. I know in some parishes um, you have basic school, so you start sending your children to basic school after they are potty trained. That's a part of education. Outside of the classroom, you trained your child for the bathroom. Then you said potty train. Now we said bathroom training. Okay? So then, when they turn up at school, they will know exactly that where, when they want to poo or pee, to say to the teacher and wear that go, so they would not have soiled their clothing. So that's an education there. Many have gone through this model and many don't. Many parents then, I don't know how they were thinking, but many of them didn't think that changes of time and thing would be like this. Changes of situation, changing of places would be like this. So some parents had not seen it important to send their children to school. And they themselves could not help them at home. So you will have a child, have never gone to school, do not know what a school door look like. So you always hear people say, if you write the smother name Pambulangi, them they eat it. Yes, eat it of course is your one, is your names on it. What your name attached to belong to you. So I don't go with that saying. Because if you write my name on this phone and give it to me, the phone is mine. You think I'm gonna take it and give it to somebody else? I saw my name on it, it's mine. So if you write your name on the bull and give it to me, they always said this. If you if you write your name on the bull and give me, eat it and I know say name. Of course he knows say name. He may not know say name for you, but I pay him bull. Whatever you put the name on belongs to him or she. And mainly the boys always being the one being robbed of school. Go to the field, look about the donkey, look about the goat, move the cow, milk the cow, and then you start help weed the grass and that. If many of those parents would have come back to life and see what life is today, because they did not see the future. They did not see beyond the tip of their nose that things are going to be like this. So therefore, these were robbed of education. It says here, a person born, which means the person never stop until they get it right. It's like shortening the hedge until you get it right. I used to see my people when they bought a new machete, they would have trimmed the handles down and they took it to like the is it, now they're using machine to do it, but they would bought the file, two or three file, and they never stop until they get it the way they want it. That's the meaning of this word, right? So coming up in life, they apparently past toddler stage, go to reaching 10, 12. They don't know nothing. It hampers them to get along in life because they won't able to even get a job. They could not go and do an interview. So most of these persons, what you find happen, they had to have a trade. And yes, you will have the best mechanic. But when it comes on to the pencil work, they are not fully there. They are not there. If you teach them, and this is where the non-formal education came in. The, the formal education, they are sitting in the classroom in front of the teacher, and the teacher is there taking them step by step. How you curve the C, how you make the head, how you make the hand, until they can read. And I used to have this book as a, this is Nola, this is mm, Bob, this, and you have the ABC book, A B C D E F G H, and you have the numeral, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it go on. So they took them from there. This is the classroom setting. Until you move from one stage, every year you go to a different class, your development, the way you are developing, the way you are making progress. Until you reaches the age of maybe 15 or so, when your classroom from primary school will be over. Now you had to move on because this was a primary education that you get. Some person has never moved from the primary education. So they do the primary education, which allows them to further their self. So you're going to go to uh, apparently a high school or a middle school there, and then from there you will be going to either the university or college. So you are you are going up the ladder. You are expanding in the field of education. This in going may not, you may not be the person that is the book and pen person that is going to be around the decks, and that is going to be even in the classroom to took the place of another teacher. But as you go up, you branches off in your different area. But you branch up with a foundation to build on. And because of that foundation, you can achieve what you wanted. You will be able to have a communication with other persons, help you to make good decision. Sometimes the decision isn't good, but it helps you to think, to think. So you develop critical thinking. So often you heard persons said that I did not have anyone to help me, which is most of the time is true. And I am going to repeat a word of a blogger on here that I listen to most of the time. And I respected her for the way she have really can put herself there, that she can manage some things. Beyond other things, that's not what I look at. I listened to her life story, and one of the things that I look on in this person when she says, um, in those that time or whatever time that was, somebody used to write letters for them, and an incident went down. And when she looked at the incident, she said, me not make nobody write no more letter for me. Me I go learn to read to write my own letter. And I applaud her. I listened to her. I said, this is somebody, in spite she did not get the classroom, mommy didn't hold her hand, her sister, her brother, and she was registered into the logbook into the school. But she looked at the important. She looked at the important of it. I said, look here, any crap to I go write, and me I go write that the crap to them myself. Me no want nobody else write it for me. And she said she sent herself to a Jamal school. These are things I look on with people. I don't look, I look beyond some things where people say. And that she said will inspire somebody else. Apparently it would have inspired somebody within that time. Because she said she asked other people, she said to other people, said, home we go. But they didn't want to go if they didn't go. But she went. Because she saw the need to be able to hold a pen and put it on paper for herself. And I can believe that she learned more at that stage more than if she had been in classroom earlier. Because what? She is now hunger and thirsting after education. She need to read her own letter. She need to write her own letter. She need to go and even a job then say sign your name, she can able to sign her name properly. So she has been the person who see the need that this needed, this is important. And she went after it with all peanuts. And I listened to this lady. Yeah, I respected her. I listened not all the while, but I listened to her speak. And each time she speaks with a level of the person who went to UWI. Maybe looking on the loose languages, but their language. They don't look at the other things. But there are things there to look on. It give you it have you that you can able to have or get a job. When you get that job with hunger and the burning to have an education will propel you to go further. I listened to another person. He was on the radio station sometimes. He and I had interacted because of groups and so that I was in. And when I listened to his story is touching. And I remember one day he came on the radio and he said, persons do not want me to talk about where I am coming from, what my life was. But this will help another young boy. We're having a what name is this? And he was the speaker there. That was the first time I met him in person. And trust me, he had inspired a lot. I never got school. I run up and down. Today, not very long ago, I heard that he is in the bar. I heard that he is in the bar. Yeah. And these are some of the many persons that I listen to. Because there is something for you. So education is important. It is important in your life. Even if you are going to be a kleptomania afterward, be educated first. I say kleptomania, so nobody knows what I did say. They all know what it meant. Okay? But be educated first. The non-formal education. This is where this is out in the field. Informal education is off the premises. Okay? It's done outside of premise. Informal, this is where you learn to maybe cook, bake, sew, carpentry, and you name the different trade that came from this. Still education. Because if you are a tailor, if you are a seamstress, you have to know measurement, form of education. So this person may not go in the classroom, may not be in the formal settings, but they do a non-formal because they did not go in the formal settings. They see the need for a learning, education. So they will send themselves to school. Many persons sometimes goes in the formal, but when they get out, they realize this is not enough. I did not garner enough for myself. So therefore, I am going to send back myself to school. And they does. As I am saying, I'm not saying this, Miss Blogger, if you should hear this, this is not tearing you down or anything. I am just using it to show the importance and the person that look and said, this is important to me. Right? So this is where you have the community college, you have here, so you have the evening classes, you have, and you will go there. Because what? They say, I want to further myself. I am not comfortable down here, so I need to reach higher. I went to a tertiary institution to do a course. And when I went there, I have person at 70 odd years old is in that institution. Because what? Yeah, they have made this grade here and this grade here, but there is something more that they wanted. Edna Mandley, School of School of Art. There's so many persons went there. And she or herself, when she was 80, she was going back to school because she wanted to perfect her artwork. So it doesn't just stop at level one, level two, and level. You can go to 100 levels. If you are a farmer, if you are a farmer in which you're going to learn this, you need to know, and you're going to be educating yourself to do farming. Because farming is not just go, it's going to dig up the earth and you drop one seed here, so and that there, so. You have to know the time and season. You have to know how you tilt the soil for certain things. You have to know when you put in certain things. That your crop can come bountifully. Okay? So education is important. I have seen a lot and I have encouraged a lot to go back to school. Because there are many young, bright guys and girls who can barely scratch, must can write good. Because sometimes me can't write good neither. But have something that can cushion you, that can carry you through. So it may look like most of the time we say the educated people them are the most stupidest one. But even then, you need a foundation in education to stand on, to plant your feet on. Worst of all, things and time change. I used to help people to do their math. I wouldn't even try. Because the X minus and plus minus and union is like, I'm doing it for myself, fine. I used to help my children. And I insisted that come hell or high water, if when I send you to school and you don't want schooling, you can throw it away. Throw it away. And my first child is an educator, or was an educator. Okay? So it is important. And if you see your child is struggling, do not always heap up doctor, nurse, lawyer, dig upon them. Maybe a fisherman they want turn. But one thing you make them know, learn how to count your own money first. Learn how to sign for your own piece of paper. Don't let nobody have to do it. So go learn that. Go get the basic if it's so. That you don't have to ask me to sign it. Then instead of sign John Strokes, you put on Mary Stroke, Mary on it. And you don't know so that happened. Because they take it up and look on it. And you don't know. It is a form of education. So in education, deem education important. Okay? It doesn't it doesn't taste good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel comfortable when you heard big people came out and been classing others as dunce, dunce and fool. You don't feel good. Everybody is not going to be in the same category. Everybody is not going to be in the same category. And you will not able to bring people under your umbrella in certain ways. That person may only be a chef, and a chef there will be, and the best chef. So it's not all the time they are going to wear, they are going to be a forensic person, they are going to be person there. But when you look at it, all of it make up society, and all of it make up the world. I am quite sure I learned things and I put things out that person saw that did not know it could have done that way. That's a form of your learning. That's a form of I've been able to educate you and that. There are things that I said I know it, but I still do it. The same route that the same thing that I do, they did it in another way, a shorter way, and come out with the same. So it is not nice to see, say if your brother is falling, help him. Help someone along the way as we go. Right? If you go to drive, you get an instructor. You get the driving book, the learner's book, and you sit down and you read it 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 and put you out on the road. You will never be a driver or a good driver until you have to be using that road by yourself. Yes, you pass the test. You know how to reverse. You know how to go up the hill in a you know you know all that. But until when you being a road user around that wheel, that's the time you learn. That's the time you are educated. Or properly educated, I should say. Okay? So bear in mind, our fingers on our hand, they are all not the same height and size. Length. So all of us are not going to be the elephant speed girl. Hi, Hadri.
Hi.
How are you, Hadri?
Good.
You come to join me, Hadri?
Yeah.
And what do you have to say tonight?
You guys say good night to everybody.
Well, you have to look in the camera and say that. Look in the camera and say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And how are you today?
How are you today?
Good. So you say good night. You feel good now? Hmm?
Yeah.
Good.
Elsa. Elsa is my favorite. And Anna, Elsa. Elsa's the strongest. So I'm the ex Elsa. 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 Elsa.
Oh, you're telling them that you have one Elsa. Oh, so this is Elsa. Okay. I think somebody heard you that you're wearing Elsa pajamas. That's,
Anna.
that's what you're saying. Okay. So you're going to go to your bed now. Okay. Say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good. See you later.
See you later.
Please close the door behind you. Thank you. Thanks. So, this is, she turns 4 a few months in July, August, September, and now we're in October. So she's 4 years and 3 months. Do not write anything and put it down on a receipt. So if there's something you have as a secret, don't put it in writing. She rates everything. She read everything. And don't think the book is too big. I am doing I am doing these word puzzles. And most of the time, I'll take the book with me, and sometimes I am home and one puzzle I just pick it up. And she'll come and say to me, I would like to do the puzzles too. And believe me, as big as the word is, she called the word without an H. She don't look on, no. She just called the word, and I said, okay, find the word, and she will be there until she finds that word. Education. So even if she's not going to be the president of this country, she have a level of education and it started from now. It starts from now. We still have big persons who have drawbacks, who in some area need some brushing up. Okay? And you should not be afraid. You should not be afraid or ashamed. If you need to go back to do some brushing up, whether on the net or in the pot or somewhere, you can go online and you can do it. It is important. It is important. It hurts when you see some of those that who are educated and do some of the more most dumb things. But it is important. It is important for the middle class, the lower class as people put it, the upper class, the higher class, for the girl, for the boys, for the man, for the woman. And if you think it's not important, take a dog and train him. And remember, this is a dumb animal. Train him to carry a vision impaired person, and the dog do it. You train the animal. So what so with human being? You tell the dog sit and it sits. And don't think it's only one category of dog. I used to have mongrel, and let me tell you something. They train. I have dog that go and pick up the paper and bring it to you. I have dog that my pipe top it turns it on. But when it turn on, it can't turn it off back. Yes. So the animals are trained. They are educated in their kingdom. Look at the dolphin. And you look at the dolphin and go up and it's a sight to see them. So let us not downgrade people. They may not have the same opportunity that you have, but they can be encouraged. You will have 3 or 2 children, maybe 6 and 10, and all of them is not going to be the same. Some will brighter than some, as we call it. Some will be more advanced more than some. Some will good into this area. Some is good with their hands. Some good with their foot. It didn't show that they have these degrees paper. But God bless them with their foot. That is what gonna make them rich. And that is what make them rich. Their foot. Some work with their hands. Some are great speakers. It is education. And even at this time, if you have to start from the alphabet, start learning how to make the A, carry down the foot, C, go round and come round. D, draw a stick down there and round and come round. Do it. You have persons around you, encourage them to be a little more intelligent, a little bit more more than the things it do. It helps you to communicate. It helps you to communicate. And now we have knowledge at our fingertips. You see a word and you don't understand what that word is, you go to Google. You have a next one on my phone here that you go to those. You don't know the meaning, you went there. Better than first time. We still have persons living in the darkness. Who still go to the bank and have to ask somebody to sign their names. Still have persons, they say, put an X on the line. I know of this man. When I get to know him, I was told he can't read. Yet that man traveled more than you can think of. He was living in England and he get good job. And I asked the question, how him can't read? I asked his son, you find out your father can't read. Have you ever tried to help him? Get him an exercise book, get him in pencil and things. And even if he could read, because sometimes I think they still imagine now. When he travels on the plane and he's to sign the form, he put the big nice X. And he made the X very nice. Neat and pretty. Better than what I would have made X. And in everything that he did, he's an X input. And he worked until he reached pension age in England. And him always said, me can't read. You can't read, but you can't fool him. You cannot fool him. I know of this other man. He said, this was and this is a relative of mine. And when he give out work, call it chain work, and he used to have a lot of persons work with him. And one day he said, I am to hold the tape, the type of a tape measure that they use to measure land. Not the one like what we sold with. It's a bigger one. And he said to me, you don't have any tape measure, this is what you can do. And he put one foot in front of the other, the heel touching the big toe. This was measuring he was doing, he was measuring the land, the work that the guy did. And he put it like that and walk. And let's just say is, let's say 3 feet. Then him took the inch, the tape measure. It was exact 3 feet. So if he went to measure and he didn't have anything, any tape, he used his foot because he said the foot is 1 foot. So he count them. 3 feet 1 yard. And he count it out like that. Non-formal education. So in everything we do, it is called education. It is called education. And we can better ourselves. We can help ourselves. We don't have to call any person When you want to call somebody is if you don't understand the thing and you said, um, oh, how did this, oh, what do you say about this? To get their confirmation, to see if you are correct. Yeah. And luckily in school now, they are giving non-formal, although when you finish because you get your trade, you get your, you can be a mason, you can be and other places, other entities on the board where help people. So you can be a mason, you be a bricklayer, you're a builder, you're a whatever, and you have other entities that came in to teach, and they will teach you. They will educate you on what you're doing, that you can yourself educate somebody else. Non-formal have no age limit. So as old as you may be, as young as you may be, don't look at that. You need to learn something, jump ahead and do it. You need to learn something, don't look at the other person beside you because they can use their education to you. If you go to do an interview, they can't answer the questions for you. So you have to get your own. I know of persons used to sit exams for other persons. Yeah. Friends. And they went to do their class thing in that person's name. And the exam has been sit in that person's name. But you know what happened after they passed the exam and get the job? They were unable to function adequately. Because if you should say put 1 cc, the person did not have a buffer shuffle and pretend, oh my god, what did you say? Cc of persons used to do other persons thing for them until it came to light. Yeah. So, friend and loved ones, all these are for our own benefits. It's for our own good, our own benefits. You have to know what you want. You have to know how is it gonna benefit you. And let me tell you, in everything there goes, I said, education, even to put the salt in the pot. I can sleep and at sleep and throw the salt into the pot. I will cook and don't taste that food. Because what? It is so in me that you know how much to go in there. I can sit and I can say, okay, this is how much go into that. And I don't look at it. That is important. It is important. And let nobody fool anybody. And time is changing anyhow. The younger ones now, they are seeing it important. But some of it, they need to say I am a this or I am a that. You need something to back you up. Because if you don't have something to back you up, somebody will put a 10 instead of $10, put 10 million or 10,000. If you don't know and you depend on somebody to do your thing without you have any knowledge to say, okay, let me pick up it and look at it for myself, you will have a 6 or a 9. So when you think and you're gonna say, oh, so and so and so and so, but because you don't know, so try educating yourself. Take one book, go up on Google, go up on any site, go up on somewhere. Enough is not enough. Because sometimes you went into a situation where, ooh, my first time traveling, my first time flying on the plane, because they used to, most of the times, you ask questions. Sometimes doubt is there. And you go and you say, where can we find so and so? Or where can we find so and so? My first time traveling, when I get off the plane, I am supposed to make it to gate 103, I think. And here am I going down with a bag and thing. And I stop to ask this man, where is gate 100? My man don't even look like he hear somebody talk. And everybody was hustling and bustling because we have to get to there so person getting, so nobody have no time to stand up and answer it. And while I'm walking, then we start cast my eye sideways and looking and say, okay, I realize what is happening. Nobody no have no time to answer you. You better know for yourself. And I learned it so fast because nobody not stop for go tell us, say, okay, you have to go 3 more stairs down. Down. When I went there and get because we were changing flight and things like that. Well, here the next part. I have a camera. And of course, taking pictures and going on with myself. And whoa, you want to send home to show or whatever. When I ready for the film to be cleaned, I took it to the Photoshop. And the lady handed me a little tree. I said to me, and pen and paper, I said to me, take out the roll, write up the size that is on there, and put it in. I never pull a camera. I loaded the camera, but I have never unloaded a camera. And I am like, this one I do it in this place. And everybody I saw come in, they get their little tray and they write there. So when you finish doing that and write up the thing, then you drop it into this box here. So and you're on your way out. They will call you. So I had to learn very fast, very quick. I couldn't, I couldn't hitch. I went to Guatemala. I was learning Spanish because I was doing something else, and second language had to come home. So I have my thing right down and else, but I don't use Spanish, so therefore Spanish is going to slip away from me very quickly because I'm an English speaking person and it's English is speaking my country. So therefore, if we were using Spanish accordingly, then it wouldn't be so bad. My dear, I went into this store and I love cut. I love the cut work. And there was a nice blouse, and I look at it, man. I see myself in the blouse and I see how I look nice in it. So I woke up looking around, look at that and looking at other things because some nice things were in there. And they asked and I said, how much for that blouse? He said, oh, I realized it's Spanish speaking, which I did my research before I went to Guatemala to know that they speak little bit of English, mostly Spanish. So therefore, I stood up in there, and I am pointing, and she touched everything else except the blouse. And I stood up and said, Lord, my God, what is blousing in Spanish again? So I walked out of the store, and I went outside. And man, if I didn't drag my memory, I never do anything. I stood up out there and I said, blows into Spanish. What is blows in Spanish again? And skirt, I'm start going. I'm start like so well then. I said, my God, why didn't you walk with the book? Until it came back to me. That's just speak back inside, man, and just ooze up the Spanish word, and of course it's the blows that come. And I'm like, oh my God. Importance of education. The importance of education. Because if I did not learn a little Spanish, but because of my English, it's like, Spanish take a back seat. And when I went in that store and I wanted to get the blouse, it looked so good. Ew. And she touched everything else except the blouse. I have to go out and stand up outside of the storefront and stop the head in a come back, man, come back, come back. And he get back, man. I went in and talked with her, and then other things start falling in place that I could really actually speak to her a little bit in Spanish. Not much, but enough to help myself and to get what I needed. Education again, communication, critical thinking, making decision, interacting with people, etc. Interacting with people. These are the importance of education. Quite important. And whatever we do or whatever we say, don't matter how it goes, we should be able to interact, critical thinking, because guess what? Some person wanted to think for you. And you must be able to think for yourself. Critical communication, making decisions for yourself. You went to some stores, especially in my country, and they give you a piece of paper as if a sign. They have the fine writing on it. And because we don't read, we cross over the fine writing because we say too fine. Because guess what? The danger is in the fine writing. And you sign up, and when certain things happen, you say, but yes, it's there. It's in the fine writing. It's in the small writing. That's where it is. Critical thinking, making decisions. If it take you 1 year to read it, you read it before you put pen to paper. Read it, and if you read one time and it don't work, read again, and if you read again and read again till you get it. Education, it is important to carry me through, especially some of we big one. See little ones that will come. See little one when they come here, so listen to me. You have a good reason with that. Remember that? You have to be hopeless for a reason with her. Because sometimes you come out with something you have to really long. Teaching, learning, educating. Loved ones, it was nice speaking with you. And I hope somebody have really get something from what I said tonight. I may have to touch this topic again because it's a topic that you need to really, you know, yeah. Typically, typically. So it was good. Although it seems like I was alone on the live, I know there are some persons that are listening. There are some persons that are here. There are some persons that will go back to this live and listen to it. It will be appreciated. And again, for those that have joined me, thank you for being here. For those that were thinking to join me, I'm happy for you. You will join me tomorrow or a next day. Let our light so shine. Do not beat upon ourselves. Do not slap ourselves and say we shoulda, we coulda, we woulda. What you have to do it. What is in you, do it. Do it. Sometimes the place we are, we may realize that, oh, you can just ride along and go along. But as you traveled, you realize, when you travel, you realize that, hello, it is time to remove the cobweb from your brains. As you travel and as you have to interact, even on the internet, you realize you need to remove the cobwebs from our brain, no matter how old. Clear our brains of the cobwebs. Because you drop sometime in a situation. Nobody don't have no time for a spoon feed you. You have to be can move it. You have to be, nobody don't have no time for spoon feed you. Nobody now hold your hand to carry you go to. You go up on Google map, map. You want to get to point A. I'm going to Manhattan, and I want to know which train, which whatever. I pick up on the map, learn to read it myself, and put myself out there and moving. So when you travel, you realize you needed the education. because you don't have nobody for your call for you say, and then I say, okay, let me hold your hand and carry you. No, you better can lace up your boot and run, and you better not last neither. Eh? You better don't last. When I went to Canada, hmm, and I went to a lot of Providence there. I alone. I work in a lot of Providence. I alone. Just go and you read. You go on the train, there is a map. On the bus, there is a map. At the train station, there, pick up a map. You have to learn to read the map. Otherwise, on your phone, and you put in your location or your whatever, and they tell us, that, okay, within 5 minutes time, the bus will be here. You know that. Where are you going? And it carries you. So when you're in one spot, it looks like you don't need it. But as you have to venture out, you realize it is needed more than ever. Even to get around, it is needed. So you can know left from right, you're in problem. Somebody will always have to, and sometimes nobody not listening to you. They have a style, some of them, they say, no English, no English, no speak, no, no speak English, no speak English. They not speak English, you know, but I see English them talk to you too. Yeah, they say they not speak English. Okay. So you stop it as a, by the time you say you stop it, look for your color, not English, not English. So more than ever when you travel, you realize you needed these things. You needed to be educated. You need to know where you want to go. You need to have a communication with somebody. So anyhow, it was good. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. For those of my subscribers, I thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And please join me on the live. Let us chat. Let us laugh and talk. Thank you very much. Be cognizant of your surrounding. Be careful as you go along. If you can't be good, be careful. If you're going out and you're coming in, tread wisely. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Listen. Be a silent listener and a keen observer. Don't answer too quickly. Be a silent listener and a keen observer. Thank you everyone for being here with me. This is Aquarian tuning out from Positivity Positive channel. Thank you YouTube. Thank you for those that work along with me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for your patience and your time with me. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's meet up tomorrow evening as we will share more content with you.